Hello, gorgeous, and welcome to the Witch's Oracle. My name's Nina, and it's just before the holidays. So I decided I have been doing this 12 days of Christmas, but I have fallen sick, ill, whatever you want to call it, and I'm falling behind and trying to do some really cool and creative things to cheer some people up and wish them a happy holiday. So I've decided I'm just going to do this reading today because it's the most I can do. I can't do a whole lot. And so I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, I'm sick and oh, sorry about this and sorry about that. Hey, we're all sick. We all don't feel good. We're all going through stuff. When other people do it, I get annoyed. So I'm not going to do it. And you'll just have to excuse any coughing, sneezing, anything that goes on because, life is life. It is what it is. I always like to do things different. Those who watch me and know how I do my tarot know I do things really differently and it works for me. And either you'll get something from the messages that I give or you won't. And, that's just the name of the game. It's the way it goes. So here we go. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pulling a card here. I'm going to shuffle up my astrological cards and we'll see what we get. Do we get a planet? Do we get an astrological sign? Are we going to get an element? We don't know. So let's just see. I'm going with the tallest card here. Pluto. Transform or transformation. I can't remember which one this is right now, but it's one of those two. Transform or transformation. We have a starseed 22, which is patience and patience again. So to have, that's intuition. So 2 is patience, and then having patience with more patience is intuition. So transforming and intuition. That's where we're starting from. And then I'm also using this new combo deck that I got, the Unknowable Lives. And it's very interesting if you're not familiar with it. I believe I think it was $10 on Amazon. You get the Soulmate Oracle cards, as well as this stunningly beautiful Rider-Waite-Smith deck and this gorgeous box. Love, love, love. I ruined my Rider-Waite deck and tried to edge it. So I was like, I should get a new deck, but I just didn't want to invest money to get the same kind of thing. So when this came out, I was like, okay, this is perfect. I fell in love with the backs of these cards. I love, 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 love the backs of these cards. And it's just your standard Rider-Waite. And the cardstock's actually pretty darn good. It's just gorgeous. And I want to edge this in black. I started to. Look at what I did. Look at what I did. See, you can see in the first few cards here, I started to edge the deck, but the ink was just not attaching to the cards for some reason. I don't know, and I was too scared to ruin it because this has the white border. So if any of that black ink leaks over, then I'm ruining yet another deck. So I got frightened and I stopped. Just like, I'm not ruining another deck. So we're going to be using the Rider-Waite, the Unknown Lives, and it's a standard RWS. And then I will use the Soulmate Oracle cards with it as well. And I'm going to be, as always, adding in my numerology, because numerology for me is more important sometimes than anything else. So I just want everyone to see that I'm shuffling, 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 so no one thinks I stack the deck or I'm manipulating the cards, or whatever anybody else wants to say. It's funny because sometimes people will private message me and ask me that, you know, did you intentionally like do that or put that card in there? And I must have hit a nerve because I don't. And so now I'm trying really hard to make sure that everyone can see what I'm doing here. I guess I'm really good at what I do, because if they're asking me if I'm cheating, then that means I'm doing well, I guess you can say. So what I do is this. You can see how there's cards that are sticking up. Okay? This is what I call Let Jesus Take the Wheel. I'm not manipulating the deck at all. I'm literally taking the cards that the deck is telling me to take in the order that they're telling me to take. The reason I haven't taken that card yet is because I manipulated and moved that card. So until the end, I'm not going to go back and see if that card still wants me to take it. So if I do this and it goes down, then I don't take it. All right, so we're going to start off here. We have a 14, moderation. So we have anew, the beginning or individual, and perseverance. So anew and perseverance or individual perseverance is moderation. That comes together as a 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 is change. So moderation. And then, oh, there's an, okay, so see, 5, and then there's a 5. There's a connective thing here. So with 8, that's manifestation. This is manifestation. 5 is change. This is change. So manifesting change will allow you to follow your dreams. So in moderation, change in moderation, and manifest this change to follow your dreams. And then there's your 8 again. See now how the 8 comes in? So the 8 is manifestation. 7 is personal growth. Manifesting personal growth is spiritual career. Okay? And by spiritual career, it doesn't mean you have to go and get a job as a tarot card reader. That's not what it means at all. It's just meaning that connecting with your, what did we start? 22, intuition. Manifesting, moderation. So beginning to trust yourself, have that patience, use your intuition. 7 and 8 is 15. So there we have the 1 and the 5 coming together to be 6, which is love. Okay, now that brings in your 7. Oh my God, this is crazy. This is so interesting. This is why I love doing this on camera, because you can't make this stuff up. I mean, you can, I'm not. That's the point. So now we have there's 7, personal growth. Okay. So we have now our 7. This is personal growth. And then we come back to our 4, and that's perseverance. So personal growth with perseverance brings in nature. All right. And then that comes to an 11. 7 and 4 is 11, which is a starseed number. And 11 usually represents an individual. So nurture or nature, not nurture, nature is what's your environment, what's going on around, what's going on around you. It's perseverance with personal growth, getting back to nature, getting back to who you are, getting back to your ground roots. And then next, oh my gosh, we're back to this 4 again. So here we are. 4 is perseverance. 1 is individual. What did I just say? What did I literally just say? So perseverance with the individual, self-discipline. So self-discipline, well, to have moderation, you need self-discipline. To follow your dreams, you need discipline. To promote your intuition and your spiritual career, you need discipline and patience. To be able to connect with nature, you need to be able to be patient and persevere through all of this. This breaks down to a 5. 5 is change. So you need to change how you're self-disciplined. So if you're not applying this, you need to apply this. If you're applying it too heavily, you need to have moderation. Do you understand? So bringing in that 5. So see how it all connected? It's all connected. And now you can't really see that one on the end there. So let's move these down. So, then we had this one, and then we had this one. I'm just putting them back in order in the order that I pulled them. Okay, there. So do you see now? We go from 4, 1 and 4, which is 5, to 5 with 8. We go from 5 with 8 to an 8 with a 7. We go from 8 with a 7 to a 7 with a 4 over here to a 4 ending in a 1. We started with a 1. And this color right here is kind of like not quite red, but on the way to red. So it's kind of like pay attention, you know, pay attention to what's going on. When you get this color, this dark orangey reddy color, it's like, you know, pay attention. So we have that here. Pay attention to what's going on at the end and the beginning. So from the beginning to the end, really focus and pay attention. So we have 13 here. 8 and 5 is 13, if I can add still. That breaks down to a 4. And 8 and 7 is 15, which breaks down to a 6, which is love. And then here we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 is individual. And over here, we in the 1. The 1 following a number generally is referring to an individual, not just a beginning. The 1 in the front can reference the beginning, the start of. The 1 usually behind is usually referring to an individual. So we start with a 4, which is perseverance. We end with a 4, which is perseverance. So that's why numerology is super interesting. Not only that, but we don't add starseed numbers, but if you did, 2 and 2 is 4. I'm just saying. You don't add them, but if you did, look at that, you would have a 4. So now I know right from the get-go that spirits here were connecting, that this reading is good, and anyone watching this, get ready for a ride, because this is gonna be something. Because when the numbers are popping, spirit has a lot to say. When I have readings that are this strong, usually things start happening. I'll start yawning, dogs will start barking, lights might flicker. Like this is when things start to get a little cray-cray, when we get strong readings like this. So, and transformation, transform or transformation. So if you notice in this photo, it's Pluto. It's the furthest planet out. Ice cold, iced out, you know, kind of in the very back, kind of unrecognized, because, you know, Pluto, they can't decide if it's a planet or not a planet or what's going on. It's a planet, people. It's there. It exists. Okay. Oof. All right, what do we have here? Get my glasses on so I can see. Oh, we're doing groups. Okay, we're doing groups of cards. That's a bit unusual. Okay, I missed one there. We have one here. It looks like, I don't know if that's enough cards for what I need, but let's set that there for the moment. And let's see how far we can get. The last card I pulled is the top, so we're going to turn the cards over. It's the first card I pulled on the bottom. Understand? Okay. First card, the subject. What's under discussion? The Seven of Cups. Okay. Now, there's our 7. We have a 7 here. 7, spiritual career. 7, nature. So we have our 7. 7 represents personal growth. This card, 7 of Cups, is don't be delusional. There's a lot of decisions to be made, a lot of choices here. Make sure you're seeing what's there and choosing well and choosing wisely. Seeker, seeking the right path, all of that. So what's under discussion? A lot of different options and choices. And it regards your personal growth. So that's from the get-go. Next, we have the environment of the inquirer. So that is you. You are the one asking the questions at this point. Or this is what surrounds you. This is what's going on around you, your environment. The Magician. The Magician is interesting because we have 7, personal growth. The Magician, which is manifesting and having the tools that you need to do so. So we have 7 and 8. 7 and 8. Spiritual career. Spiritual. What's going on here? This is spiritual. Okay? This is church. This is spiritual. This is the universe and God and all of it talking to us and communicating to us. You can go to church and get it there. You can open a Bible and get it there. You can have a Torah and get it there. You can go to Buddha and get it there. However you, however you connect with spirit, it's not wrong. It's correct. You're trying to connect with spirit. And that's it. It's between you and your personal, universal, spiritual connection, whether it be, whatever you want to call it. Next, we have the past. This is what's behind you. Okay? This is what's behind you. So we have the 3 of Wands. Wands represents fire or action. Okay? So with Wands is action. So what is the action that you took or will take? And it's 3. 3 represents communication, collaboration. So you can see on this card, he's looking out onto the horizon, standing between the 2 wands and in front of the 3rd. So he's kind of in the middle, you understand? And looking outward, holding on to the pole, contemplating. The color, the yellow, represents creativity, collaboration, communication. This number right here is the Roman numeral 3. And where did it land? On the 3. What does the color represent? Creativity, collaboration, and communication, which is the 3. Which is very interesting to me. So with the 3 of Wands, just getting an extra reference point on a couple of things. Pluto. Yeah, Pluto is transformation, obsession, healing. So it is transformation. Scorpio is transform. So Pluto is transformation. And then with the 3 of Wands, it's definitely collaboration. So collaborating and preparing, that's what's behind you. You've done that. You've planned, not planned, but prepared. Sorry, the preparation is set. The collaboration and preparation is set. So now it's the next phase. What's the next phase? Would be what's after 3, 4. What is 4? 4 is perseverance. So now that you've prepared, now you have to persevere and keep going and keep moving. So with 4, that being said, support what you have to work with now. So what do you have to work with now? Wheel of Fortune. With the Wheel of Fortune, what you have to work with is, let me put these down. What's interesting is what goes up must come down. What goes down must come up. So it's a constant moving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So sometimes things are really good and sometimes things aren't so good, but then they'll get better. And then sometimes they're not, and then they're good. And do you see what I'm saying? So you have all 4 elements here. You have all 4 elements: fire, water, air, and earth. Sorry, I lost my mind for a minute. And then you see here, there's other elements that are being shown. We have a snake here. We have this element of, the under, and then the over, which is interesting because we have a sphinx holding a sword in the heavens on top. And here we have what looks to be some sort of a, I don't know if I'd call it a demon, but an underworldly fellow. But what's interesting to me is all of the elements are holding open books, studying, learning, knowledge, information. There's a lot being said here. Okay, so you have to persevere through all of this. Next, we have the the present, that which you are leaving behind. So this is what's going on now. It's going to be the past, but right now it's the present, but you're going to be leaving it behind soon. And that's the Hermit. So the Hermit, he's very wise. He knows the way. He's holding a lantern that's lit up, so he can clearly see in the dark. So the Hermit usually is a hermit by choice. He's kind of been there, done that, knows the information, knows the way. So being the Hermit, that is the present, but will soon be the past. Next is, and this is on 5, which you have here 5, which is change, because it's with 8 is manifest, following your dreams. So to follow your dreams, the way is, knows the way. It's lit, it's clear. So next we have 6, which is love. So you have your 6 here, and then you have ideal desires, ideal wish or question. We have the High Priestess. So with the High Priestess, very intuitive, very spiritual. She's holding the Torah, or you could say the Torah, the Bible, the information, the book, the knowledge of, and so with the High Priestess and this wish or question, what is it? What is your dream? What is it that you want? What is it that you want and need to gain there? Because you're transforming, and you have intuition, and you have the manifestation to do this, to follow your dreams. You just need to figure out what that is. See right here where she's sitting in between the pillars? Right here, there's a veil, and she's in front of the veil. So you have to move around her to get through to the other side. Next, we have change. Who or what is going to change things? 7. 7 is personal growth. So we're going back here to all this personal growth. And 7 again here. The King of Pentacles. Okay, who or what is going to change things? The king is very powerful. The king controls and looks over and protects his kingdom. He is very wealthy. He has all of the things. He's holding a pentacle. Pentacles, domestic, job, money, family. So this is like the King of Kings. So what is going to change things? Being able to control what's around you, your home, and your money. So that's personal growth. Next, we have 8. 8. So here's our 8 with our manifestation. The reason, feelings, inquiries, and attitude at the time of the reading. So this is your feeling or attitude right now. Right now, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. We have the 7 of Pentacles. So we have 7, and then this is on the 7. Then we have 7 with an 8. Oh, wait, where's the 7 and 8? Again, second time, 7 and 8. 7 and 8. And there's your 7 and 8 right there. So to have personal growth with manifestation, spiritual career. So, and it's a pentacle. Pentacle is domestic, job, money, family. Next, we have 9. Turn of events, how events are going to evolve. Okay? How events are going to evolve, which is really, really interesting because we have the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles is collaboration. And look at what's really interesting is 3 and 3 and 3 is 9. And where is it landing? On the 9. Collaboration, collaboration. 3, creativity, collaboration, communication. 3. That's really interesting. These are not coincidences, by the way. If people think that, it's not. Next, we have 10, happenings. What affects others? What effect others have on you? Sorry. Well, this is the effect that other people have on you. Okay? The effect that they have on you is they can cause you to overreact, to charge ahead, to move forward without thinking, to lose your temper, as you can see here in his face. He's definitely upset and angry. You can see even the horse is like, wait, what's going on right now? What's happening? He's got his sword raised. He's ready to fight. He's ready to go. He's charging ahead. He's got that sword. Swords are our thoughts and our minds, our mental state. And as you can see, he's just like, let's just do this, you know. So with 10, this is the effect others have on you. They cause you to lose your cool. They cause you to get angry, overreact, act too swiftly, and forget your coping skills. They affect the way you think, and they affect the way that you the way that you feel mentally in your brain, in your mind, not emotionally in that sense, but like in your brain. Like you'll say things you don't mean, you're not going to think straight. So in that regard, and that's a 10. 10 right here. This is the beginning of 1 is usually the beginning. We have 0, which I say is spirit. So for me, it's the beginning of our individual backed by spirit. So it's karma. It's basically coming to 9 is completion, 10 is the end, and then the beginning of. So the 1 is the beginning of. And this is karma. So what effects others have on you? Well, they affect your karma. They affect your, a lot. Next, we have 11. So, where did we have an 11? Oh, here. 7 and 4. There we have an 11 right there. Nature. Okay. So we have an 11. Whether negative or positive. Okay. Guidance. Whether negative or positive. So nature. Page of Cups. A page is usually representing delivering a message, and in this case, a message of love. And over here, we had a 6. What a 6 someplace. I thought we had a 6. Oh yeah. We have 8 and 7, which is 15, which 5 and 1 is 6, which is love. So with this spiritual career, we do have here 6, which is a message of love, which is interesting because we have a little bit of rough waters happening here. Holding this cup with a fish in it. So what does that represent? What does that mean? Well, you know, it could mean many different things, but this, I'm not going to state my opinion. I'm going to come back before I start stating my personal opinions. I just want you to get your reading first, and then I'm going to come back and say my things. Here we have 12. So this is going back to 1 and 2 is 3. Okay, so going over here, the future, where you will be in future surroundings. So remember, we're collaborating, we're preparing, communicating over here, trying to manifest something. So where will you be in future surroundings? The King of Swords. So over here we have the King of Pentacles on this end, and on this end we have the King of Swords. So we have domestic, home, family, job, money. Over here we have our thoughts and our mental status. Okay, with the King of Swords, as he's sitting looking you dead straight in the face, sword raised but not outward, not aggressively. So he's sitting here ready to be calm, to communicate, to listen, to deal with what needs to be dealt with. Head on, straight on, face to face, eye to eye. And lastly, we have 13. The conclusion. What will be in relation to your question? So here we have the 10 of Wands. So wands are action, and wands represent fire or action. We have the 10 of Wands, a complete overburden, completely overwhelmed and overburdened. So with the 10, and over here where the 10 is with this karma, what effects others have on you. With this and this is the effect others are having on you. Completely overburdened, overworked, overthought, overstretched, overstrained, taking on too much, carrying too much. So this is how others are affecting you. A message of love. Remember this over here, self-discipline, moderation. So I'm just giving you a moment to look at those cards, to save this if you want to. If you know tarot, you know you have your own thoughts or feelings about these cards. Everyone does. This might mean one thing to me and might mean something different to you, and that's totally fine.